This story isn't about becoming happy. It's about learning what happiness costs, not in grand sacrifices, but in quiet choices, delayed dreams, and the versions of yourself you slowly let go of. Nothing is taken from these characters all at once. Everything fades gently, and that's what makes it honest. Hello everyone, welcome back to Bookshot. If you enjoy thoughtful stories that explore human nature without exaggeration, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It really helps the channel grow and allows me to keep creating long, in-depth narrations like this one. Now let's begin. The story we're exploring today is Little Women, written by Louisa May Alcott, first published in 1868. Although it was written over a century ago, it doesn't rely on nostalgia or romance to stay relevant. It follows four sisters growing up during American Civil War, not through dramatic events, but through everyday life, slow changes, and emotional decisions that quietly shape who they become. The March family. The March family lives modestly. Their father is away at war, and their mother, Marmee, becomes the emotional anchor of the household. She doesn't control her daughters, she guides them. She allows them to make mistakes, learn consequences, and slowly understand themselves. Under this roof, four sisters grow up side by side, sharing the same environment, yet responding to life in completely different ways. Amy. Ambition, reality, growth. Amy, the youngest, is drawn to refinement, beauty, and recognition. She wants to be admired, respected, and taken seriously, not just as a girl, but as someone of value. At first, her ambition feels shallow. She cares about appearances, status, and being seen. But as she grows, Amy learns something the others struggle with. Talent alone is not enough. She understands that the world has rules, and instead of fighting them blindly, she learns how to navigate them with discipline, patience, and awareness. Amy doesn't abandon her dreams. She reshapes them to survive reality. Her growth is subtle but intentional. Jo. Freedom and identity. Jo is almost Amy's opposite. She is outspoken, emotional, and deeply uncomfortable with expectations placed on women. Jo wants independence. She wants to write. She wants a life that doesn't require asking permission. Her struggle is internal and constant. She fears that love, marriage, or compromise might erase her identity. And yet, she also longs for connection. Jo's story is not about rejecting love. It's about protecting the self and learning whether freedom must always mean solitude. Meg. Stability and acceptance. Meg, the eldest, longs for comfort and stability. She enjoys beauty and elegance, and at times feels ashamed of her family's modest life. She worries that simplicity looks like failure. But Meg's journey isn't about ambition or rebellion. It's about acceptance. She learns that choosing family, responsibility, and emotional security isn't weakness. It's a deliberate form of strength. Beth. Quiet meaning. Beth is gentle, shy, and emotionally generous. She avoids attention and conflict. Her presence isn't loud, but it's essential. Beth represents a kind of goodness that doesn't seek recognition. Through her, this story introduces vulnerability, illness, and loss. Not dramatically, but realistically. Beth reminds us that some people change others, not through achievement, but simply through care and presence. Sisterhood and contrast. Together, the sisters form a complete picture of womanhood, not as a single ideal, but as a range of choices. They argue, they misunderstand each other, they grow apart and come back together. What unites them is not similarity, but shared history. Love, marriage, and compromise. Love in this story is never presented as a reward. Marriage is not a solution, it's a decision. For some, it brings peace. For others, it brings loss. Even the right choices come with consequences. This story refuses to lie about that. Loss and growing up. Loss plays a quiet but powerful role. Not just the loss of people, but the loss of certainty, youth, and imagined futures. Growing up here is not about success. It's about realism. Adulthood means understanding that not all dreams disappear. Some simply change shape. Dreams that transform. Joe's writing evolves under pressure. Meg's marriage teaches responsibility. Amy's ambition matures into self respect. Beth's absence leaves a silence that cannot be replaced. This story never judges these outcomes, it observes them. That's why Little Women still resonates today. Not because it offers inspiration, but because it respects complexity. It understands that happiness is unstable, that growth is uneven, and that becoming yourself often means becoming someone you didn't plan to be. By the end, there is no single definition of success, only different versions of fulfillment, each shaped by sacrifice, timing, and choice. Little Women is not a comforting story, it's a truthful one. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this narration, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Which of the sisters do you relate to the most and why? I'll see you in the next story. Bye!